Rich, and good to see him back in senior ranks after a long time on the sidelines with injury. Grand final umpire last year. Ball about to be bounced. Stan, do you give Fitzroy a chance?
No.
Crackers, do you?
Yes, the orange factor will play a part.
And Roos has first real kick of the ball coming off halfback. Fitzroy up to the Heatley stand end. Works it into attack to Harding, who gets a hand pass off, but Fitzroy lose possession. Picked up by McKay, who scrambles it out to the wing on the muddy southern side. In the McCormick direction. Loses control of the ball in the heavy stuff out there. Ironmonger collects. Handball to Roos. On to Harding. Back to Ironmonger. Centering kick to half forward. A chance for Fitzroy to mark, but Broderick misses what he should have taken. Tussle for the ball at ground level now. And umpire Van Beek comes in and will ball up just inside Fitzroy's 50. North have to keep winning to play in the finals this year for the first time in, what is it, about 4 seasons, and Fitzroy working hard at Princes Park to try and upset them.
Saturday football on 3 Allow network stations. On Fitzroy's half-forward line, the ball up. It comes down towards Rock. Can't control it. McGrath there. The ball out of his grasp. It comes out the back of the pack. Picked up there. Handball across to Rock at centre half-back. He in turn on to Crocker. Crocker from the half-back flank. Bit of a wrestle behind play. No, it's okay. Kicks up towards half-forward to Carey. Rides a wind bump. Gets the hand pass out towards Ramiro. He's on the wing. A centering kick in towards centre half-forward. Ironmonger is there and takes a good mark. A late charge there from McCarthy from behind to try and mark, but he couldn't get around the Colossus. Ironmonger takes the mark. Handball across to Wind. Wind kicks up towards the half-forward line for Fitzroy. They're kicking towards the Robert Heatley stand in. McGrath too slow. Players converge, and there'll be a ball up between wing and half-forward with the Roy boys just into attack. The game at the MCG, the game at Waverley starting at 2:08, and the game down at Kardinia Park underway, as well as the game at the MCG. There's the ball up. Stevens and Fairley do battle in ruck, and Stevens knocks the ball up towards Fitzroy's 50, just near the Carlton Social Club. Picked up by Rock, kicks it back towards halfback, where Lyon marks the ball, and McGrath the spoil, but he doesn't spoil successfully. And the kick by Lyon in towards McCormick, in towards centre half forward. The ball bouncing free towards the Carlton dugout in front of the Robert Heatley stand. Wheeldon goes for a kick off the ground and misses, maybe just as well, because had he made contact, it would have been out of bounds on the full. And as it is, Fitzroy deep into attack, just 10 metres out from their goal, left forward pocket.
And doing virtually all of the attacking in the early minutes. Stevens is doing the ruck work in attack for them. He has the ball. He didn't take it out of the air, but he picked it up off the ground. He gets it off to Baldwin, who has a shot on the run, and he puts it through. So the Lions draw first blood at Princes Park inside 3 minutes, and they deserved it because they haven't stopped attacking since the game started. Fitzroy 1 goal, North Melbourne yet to score, and Stan and Crackers, you have a chance at it now.
Yeah, well called, Tim. I think you're right. That was just reward for the effort that was put in. They really have looked sharp at the moment. North a little bit more lethargic. I like the work down on the forward line there of all their players. They really attack it. A lot of North players just standing off and watching, but a terrific start by the Lions.
When you have a situation when 15 players have been in bed for a couple of days, you're going to have trouble.
From the centre bounce, knocked down by Gallagher. Kick off the ground, out of the pack. It rebounds back towards Dundas, who comes out towards the northern wing. Gets a handball out towards Wind, who was Jimmy Wynn, but now is Jimmy Wind. Handball across towards Rock, though, intercepts it. Gets a slinging hand pass up towards Carey. Infringes on Wind. The free kick is paid, and the advantage is paid to Roos. Kicks up towards the wing, and the ball is out of our view. Harding and McRae doing battle for a boundary throw-in. Fitzroy 1 goal, North Melbourne yet to score. The wind not a factor here at Princes Park, and the northern side of the ground not too bad. From the throw-in, it's Gallagher down towards McGrath as North Melbourne go up towards the wing. The hand pass comes out of the pack to Ellison. In turn to Larkin. Larkin by foot in towards Longmire, about 40 metres out from goal. He's left Lynch behind, picks it up, high tackle by Lynch. Free kick to Longmire. Oh, he's been invited to play on. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Out comes German. Hand passes to Steele. No. Does it himself. On his left boot. Kicks a goal. Kick by Peter German. After a free kick to Johnny Longmire from a high tackle against Lynch. Scores level here at Princes Park, and we have played about 4.5 minutes in the first term. Let's go to Clelo at the MCG, then down to Geelong.
At the MCG, both sides have scored 1 behind. Down to Skeeter at Geelong.
Been playing 3 minutes. It's Geelong 1 straight goal for 6 points. Sydney Swans yet to score.
Crackers, are you touting a Fitzroy win, or is hope springing eternal in the human breast?
Well, I just reckon they'll give them a run for their money because they're home ground. They've beaten Geelong here, remember?
North win it out of the centre. Gallagher onto Carey to Romero, but he's brought down. Ball loose now. Scholl and German in there for North. German got it onto his boot, but it went nowhere. Picked up by Wind. Kicks to the centre. Roos onto it. Good hand pass to Broderick. Goes wide looking for Osborne. It doesn't find him. Harding runs onto it. Knocks it back to Broderick. Now to Osborne. At the 50, the skipper unloads. Not one of his specials. Up high, Wheeldon. A beauty. Out near the behind post. Although umpire Van Beek arrives to tell Wheeldon that the angle is not as severe as I thought it might have been. Wheeldon's going deeper into the pocket than he need by the look of it from here, although it might be an optical illusion. He lines them up. He's about 5 metres inside the boundary line as he kicks at goal and puts it through. So both teams assaulting the goals at either end of the ground. Fitzroy 2 straight, North Melbourne 1 goal. Those 3 goals coming inside the first 6 minutes. Stan.
And one of the impressive things early in the piece for me is the work of Paul Roos on Carey, and it's going to be a magnificent battle. But Roos is not content with just staying back at the contest, and he really is running. In the last few occasions, he's been up over the centre line, attacking the ball and then feeding it out, which means that the young Lyon combination getting that ball down quickly, and I think he's a key player for them.
Dennis Richard, crooked bounce. It favours Gallagher. Knocks it down towards Rock. Slung off the ball. Picked up there by Blakey. Kicks Fitzroy forward towards half forward. On the bounce, a bad one for McKay. It spills across the half-back line. Good harassment there by Wheeldon. The ball kicked across the half-back line by Brayshaw. It comes down towards Stevens. Quick hand pass out towards Lyon. But the ball off Lyon's hand and over for a boundary throw in front of the Gardner stand.
Stevens lined up on a half-forward flank, and he seems to be their attacking half-ruckman, although Ironmonger there to do it this time.
Fitzroy leading by 12 points to 6. 2 goals to 1. Boundary throw in. Gallagher played a beauty against Sydney last week. Knocks the ball down towards the boundary. The ball and players disappear with the overlap of the stand here, but there'll be a boundary throw in. 7 minutes in the first term. The game out of Waverley starting in about 60 seconds. The boundary throw in. Gallagher knocks it down to Larkin. He's claimed by McCormack. The ball comes to Lyon of Fitzroy. 65 metres out. The lead in towards half forward. It's a beauty. And he's found Wheeldon again. 35 metres out directly in front. Now Martin has the job on Caven. Paxman down on McCarthy, who's in a forward pocket. Elliott picking up Ellison, the goal sneaker around goals. And of course Lynch on Longmire with 84 goals. But Darren Wheeldon for his second to the Robert Heatley stand end, 35 metres out. Drop punch for goal, and it's a beauty. Has put it right through the middle. Fitzroy 3 goals, North Melbourne 1. Early score from Waverley, David McKay.
No score yet, Peter, but the big news out here today is that Stephen Kernahan, Carlton captain, not in the side and being replaced by David Glascott.
Thought you were going to say Terry Danaher had been a last-minute withdrawal.
No, he's out there in the centre, and good to see Peter Cameron shaking hands with him, getting the game underway.
Clelo, any change at the MCG?
Yes, we've now played for 8 minutes in this quarter, and Richmond are 2 behind. Footscray 1 goal, 1-7 behind. Skeeter at Geelong.
Been playing 7 minutes. Geelong 2 straight goals, 12 points. Sydney Swans 1 point.
Fitzroy 12 points in front and looking good. Ironmonger a thumping knock for them, but German stops it. Socket on though by Wind. However, straight to McRae. Brilliant blind spin out of a tackle, and then shrugs off Wind. Kicks up to half forward. Larkin first to the ball. Broderick bearing down. Larkin's got it 60 out from goal. Centering left footer in towards Romero, who is spoiled at the last minute, but the umpire said he had it just long enough and pays the mark. 45 metres out. In heavy going out there, and it won't be an easy kick in towards goal. No protestation from the Fitzroy defence that Romero hadn't held that long enough, so umpire Rich probably making a good call. Now, Jose Romero lines them up. The black hair down almost to his shoulders now. Kicks at goal. Drop punt. Hasn't quite got the distance, and big Ironmonger is there to thump it through for a behind. He's covering good territory, and he can be a very, very useful player for Fitzroy. The Roys are 3 straight 18. North 1-1-7. We've played 9 1/4 minutes at Princes Park.
Kick in by Lynch from the eastern goal. Will he go for Baldwin or Paxman? No, he'll ignore them. Come to the northern side with a wobbler. It bounces outside 50. Larkin will get there first. Good shepherding by Scholl. Handball Larkin across to Ellison. 65 out. The pass off the side of his boot. And it's gone out on the full. It was meant for John McCarthy with the big knee bandage on. And a free kick to Fitzroy in the back pocket to be taken by McCormack. Fitzroy 3 goals, North Melbourne 1-1 on 3-0's match of the day. The kick by McCormack towards half-back. All up, no one down. Ironmonger knocks the ball out of the pack. Kicking the ball through the pack is Scholl. It rebounds to Roos. From a standing start, kicks up towards the centre of the ground. Steele is there for North Melbourne. Also Harding. The ball knocked out by McRae towards the half-forward line to German. Hand pass on towards Schwass. He's got to backtrack to pick it up on the bounce. Back to German. They're going nowhere. German's hand pass through the centre. And also McRae trying to chop his way through. The ball comes down to Carey, who kicks up towards half forward. Now the Carey is there now. Couldn't mark the ball. Allison is there. The ball in fact came from Scholl. The ball up at centre half forward for Fitzroy for North Melbourne. Picked up by Ramiro. Tackled and loses possession. A Fitzroy player got a tackle over the shoulder, and it's going to be Blakey to take the free kick at centre half back.
Goes wide to Baldwin, who's made good position over on the heavy southern side. He floats one over the top, and running out of defence is the lightly built Elliott, who feeds it further on to Kapler, who unloads into half forward. Weldon! Oh, almost a magnificent mark. Couldn't quite hang on. He gets it off. The snap at goal is off direction, in fact out of bounds. And the snapper was
Harding, I think, Tim.
Yes, you're right. Harding, who puts it out of bounds on the bounce. So a throw in up in the right forward pocket. Fitzroy deep in attack. The Roys 3 straight. The Kangaroos 1-1. We've played 11 minutes.
Roy boys deep into attack, as Tim mentioned. 10 metres out from goal. Lyon takes the ball and tries to out of the air. It comes to Dundas. Spins out of a Brayshaw tackle and kicks a terrific goal for the Roys. Matthew Dundas, a beauty, in front of the Carlton Social Club, about 25 metres out. I don't know whether Brayshaw actually tackled him or not. He seemed to ride off him and get a bit of momentum, and kicked it from the pocket and has put it through. Fitzroy 4 goals, North Melbourne 1-1-7.
I tell you what, they stand there, they've got the panic button down. All of a sudden, Brayshaw's been dragged off Weldon, and they've taken Scholl off, but they're in a bit of strife at the moment, North Melbourne.
Now Fitzroy winning it out of the centre again. McCormack, a hand pass to Baldwin, no pressure, kicks towards Weldon from the side. Oh, great mark! Tremendously courageous. And doesn't he give them something up forward, the Doc?
Well, he's got Martin on him now, and I don't think Martin can handle him, but I played with one of his relatives up in Yarrawonga years ago, Diggy Weldon, who came from down at Maui, but geez, an exciting player, Stan.
Well, he really is, and actually before, when he just failed that mark and he hit the ground and he handballed from his bootlaces out, it was, if it had come off, it was one of the best bits of play you've ever seen.
35 out, straight in front, drop punters through, and the Fitzroy army can scarcely contain its delight. I can see one dad who hoists his son to the heavens for the second time in the space of a minute. And Fitzroy are 5 straight, North Melbourne 1-1. The underdogs leading by 23 points. All grounds now. David McKay at Waverley.
2 goals to the Blues. They lead by 12 points after 5 minutes. Carlton 2 goals straight. Essendon yet to score.
Clelo.
We're 13 minutes into this first quarter. Richmond are 2 behind. Footscray are 2 goals, 1. Skeeter.
Been playing 11 minutes. It's Geelong 2-1-13. Sydney Swans just 1 point.
13 minutes here also at Princes Park, and all the Collingwood fans out of Waverley Baker for Carlton. Most of them are here at Baker for Fitzroy. From the centre bounce, and it's Steele trying to get the ball forward. Couldn't get the ball under his boot, although the ball did travel about 20 metres away from that centre circle. And there'll be almost a secondary ball up between centre and centre half forward for North Melbourne. A flying start by the Lions. They lead by 30 points to 7. There's the ball up. Ironmonger knocks it back in towards the centre. Baldwin there running away from Ross Smith. Good assist there from Stevens to give Baldwin a clear passage. Kicks the ball up towards Cormack, who's just on. He gets the hand pass out of the pack. Stevens lending good assistance there. Picked up by Baldwin. Hand pass to Weldon. Baldwin, 40 metres out, just run down by Martin as he was about to kick a goal. The ball still 20 metres out from goal. Dundas, high tackle, free kick. 25 metres out. He's right in front of the Carlton dugout, that left forward pocket as you look down the Princes Park. And he's about 10 metres in from the boundary. He's in heavy going at the moment, but I'm sure he will get out of that as he comes in. Certainly kickable. Dundas for his second. He's missed it to the left and through for a behind. What a start that would have given Fitzroy. Well, not a bad start already. Fitzroy 5-1, North 1-1. Stanley.
Yes, well, isn't it, we say it often, but if you've got an effective forward, and Wealden has just got this game by the scruff of the neck within 10 minutes.
Lead from Martin, who accepts the kick in the back pocket. Still inside the defensive 50. North in awful trouble. 4 goals down after nearly 15 minutes. Kick towards Gallagher, who takes a strong mark in front of Ironmonger. Still on the half-back flank. Hand pass to Romero. Kicks in towards half-forward, searching for Carey. But almost a mark to Elliott of Fitzroy in front of him. Spills to McCormack. Jostled off the ball. Picked up by Roos, doing well. Hand pass to Broderick. Low, searing pass. Hits Dundas, who's proving very effective. He runs to the centre, a low left footer up towards half forward. Fitzroy with numbers at it again, but yes, Wine runs onto it now. Little hand pass over the top for Cormac, but swept away from him by Scholl. Good hand pass. No, it's not. It's too high for Steele. Bouncing in towards the centre. Running onto it is Caven. Kicks towards Stevens. Stevens versus Fairley on the half forward flank. Stevens with a shepherd from Wealden. Gives Wealden the hand pass now. They're going backwards. Further backwards to Baldwin. A left footer is poor. He was off balance, and he kicks straight to Romero, who takes the mark between fullback and halfback for North Melbourne.
Just under 16 minutes in the first term. It's a fine day in Melbourne, about 14 to 15 degrees, little or no breeze to worry about. Kick by Romero to Gallagher, couldn't mark. The ball punched back in towards Fitzroy's 50. Oh, Rock almost in danger. It was in danger, and that's a very good decision. Free kick to Wine for that in danger kick. Handball on to Kepler. Standing start, 40 metres out, and I don't have to tell you.
I'll tell you, that left foot of Kepler's is one of the great sights in this game of ours. Crackers, you're getting very excited about Fitzroy's role in this first quarter.
Well, I just had a feeling that this is their grand final. They've only got a couple of more games to go to the end of the season, a very disappointing season, and they've got a chance. North Melbourne, 15 people in hospital, or not in hospital, in bed during the week, and they're really running it and putting under a lot of pressure in North Melbourne. Know what they're doing at the moment, and they're second to the ball, but Capel, that was a magnificent kick. They've got them under a lot of pressure now.
Roos by 30 points, 6-1 to 1-1.
Ironmonger, an uncontested knock to McCormack, a sweeping hand pass to Baldwin, a long left footer towards the leading Caven. Traps it on the bounce, hand pass backwards to Dundas, back to Caven, a two-hander back to Dundas, a centering left footer towards the goal square, but Scholl has Osborne out of position, can't mark. Socket clear of danger by Martin, out to half-back. First there, Kepler, under pressure, can only soccer it out to the boundary line for a throw-in. Fitzroy blitzing North in the early minutes at Princes Park. They've kicked 6 goals in 17 minutes, and they lead by 30 points. At the throw-in, Blakey takes it out of the air. He's slung to the ground with the ball, though. Picked up for North Melbourne by McRae. Tackled. Hand pass goes to nobody in particular. Rock over the ball. Shrugs one tackle. Runs into a wall. In goes Osborne. He's tackled. Hand passes away in desperation back to the boundary line and over. It's inside Fitzroy's 50. The Roys attacking relentlessly. 6-1. North Melbourne 1-1.
We'll check out the scores in just a moment. Boundary throw in Fitzroy's half-forward line. Stevens the hand pass across to Blakey. Backwards towards Cormac. Backwards again to Wind. Late tackle Romero. Kick by Wind towards half-forward. And the mark is taken by Fairley of North Melbourne at centre half-back. Fitzroy 6-1. North Melbourne 1-1. Fairley out wide. Finds Larkin with Baldwin late on the scene. Almost on the point of the square at half-back. He plays on. Handball across to Ross Smith as the umpire Rich lost his footing as well. The kick by Ross Smith in towards centre half forward. Ironmonger on the bounce, can't trap it. Roos does it well. Hand pass to Ironmonger. In turn to Elliott. Elliott goes out wide towards Broderick. Gets out of a Larkin tackle. Around the southern wing he goes. Kicks up towards Stevens. Good use of the body on Fairley by Stevens. Goes back, picks up the ball. Grubs it up towards 50. Crocker will get there first for North Melbourne. Stevens second there along with Lyon, and the ball is over for a boundary throw-in. About 65 out from Fitzroy's goal. They're doing all the attacking. 6-1 to 1-1.
Stevens and Blakey doing the ruck work against Fairley. Again, Blakey takes it out of the air. Again, to no effect at all. He's brought to ground, a pack around him, and there will be a ball up. Can't really see the point in that. He's done it twice in the space of about 90 seconds on either side of the ground. 6-1 Fitzroy, 1-1 North Melbourne. Umpire Rich over on the heavy southern side throws it up. Stevens gets the knock forward for Fitzroy. Further on with a kick off the ground by McCormack. Out comes the North Melbourne defence though with a kick off the ground. Romero over the ball now at half-back. Leaves it in fact for German, who runs into the clear onto the southern wing. Kicks towards a lead from Allison. Too far for him. He has to turn and double back. He does it well. He traps it well. Centering kick in towards half forward. Nothing there. Longmire beaten for pace by Lynch. Support for Lynch from Paxman. Also from Elliott. Elliott it is who finishes up with the ball. Kicks to Lyon, who flies high from behind but can't mark. Crocker roves. Kicks over the centre, but straight to Wind, who puts Fitzroy back into attack to Stevens, who stands his ground despite the oncoming. Martin takes the mark, gives a hand pass to Lyon. He's under pressure. He spins out of it. He short passes into half forward and the mark to Cormac. 45 metres out directly in front is the former West Coast Eagle, and has a chance to kick Fitzroy's 7th at the 20-minute mark. The Lions on fire as Cormac comes in. Drop punt is on its way. It is out to the right a little and through for a behind. The Lions are 6-2-38. The Roos are 1-1-7. We've played 20 minutes. All grounds, David McKay at Waverley.
8 points to the Blues at the 12-minute mark. Carlton 2-2-14 lead. Essendon 1 goal straight, 6 points. Clelo.
20 minutes in this first quarter. Richmond are still 2 behind. Footscray are now 3-1-19. Skeeter.
Been playing 19 minutes. Geelong by 25 points. 4-2-26. Sydney just 1 point.
In the forward pocket for Fitzroy, Dundas hand passes back in towards play. It goes to Baldwin. A snap in towards goal, and it's through. Fairly tried, he lunged but couldn't get there. And it's a goal. That's his second to Baldwin. So we cross back right at the best moment. 3 goals to Wheeldon, 2 to Baldwin. And after 21 minutes of play, it is Fitzroy 7-2, North Melbourne 1-1. Crackers.
Well, it's almost going to say this game could be over. North Melbourne look like they're in the bottom of the ladder, and they are kicking out a sloppy kick out. It was kicked to Paxman, and all of a sudden into the pocket. They're playing great football, Fitzroy, and they are choke full of confidence now.
Kangaroos in trouble. They've got Geelong next week at Waverley. They could be out of the 6. They win the ball out of the centre. Gallagher a kick to half forward. Carey running onto it. It wasn't well delivered. Longmire there to assist. He's brought down. He hand passes to Romero, who's brought down. Thought he might have been tripped. Tackled high, in fact, is the eventual ruling from umpire Rich. And Romero will take a free kick 30 metres out, 35 perhaps, directly in front. I thought the first tackle might have been low. I didn't see the later one, which was high, but umpire Dennis Rich on the scene saw it that way, and so Jose Romero lines up the sticks. Now, he had a shot from about this distance, perhaps a little further out a few minutes ago, and didn't quite get the distance. I think this time he should. Man on the mark is just inside 40 as Romero comes in. Kick is on its way and just has the carry to limp its way home for North's second goal. And didn't they need it? They still trail by 31 points. It's Fitzroy 7-2-44, North 2-1-13 at the 22.5-minute mark.
Well, that's, I guess they need a heck of a lot more than, because at the moment you really can't see North getting out of this. Fitzroy's attacking is fantastic, but the thing I like is they're swarming and the pressure they're putting on North, and North just looks so lethargic, and they're picking the ball up, but they're being sat on their tails almost every time they dispose of it. This has been a magnificent quarter so far by Fitzroy.
A bad bounce by the umpire. It favours Fitzroy, and Schwartz has just come on, claims it would have been McCormack, and there'll be a secondary bounce. I'm not sure who went off. Did you spot, Crackers, who went off for Schwartz?
Ross Smith,
was it? Okay, secondary bounce. Van Beek knocks it, or bounces the ball, knocked down by Gallagher. Coming to it is Schwartz, lost it. It goes to Gallagher. A left foot kick. North Melbourne going towards centre half forward. On the bounce for Longmire. Traps it pretty well. He's 48 metres out. Swings hard and high. It's going to be offline, and Ellison just can't get there to mark it before it goes through for a behind. Kick by the star full forward, John Longmire, who's been pretty quiet today, but he's got a lot of friends out there. Fitzroy 7-2, North Melbourne 2-2.
Ball back in play from Paxman. He was looking for Lynch, who was down at half-back, but Scholl came in and outmarked him. He goes in short to Allison, inside 50. He can play on. He does. The angle is tight. The left footer goes for home, and it is a lovely kick. He was in the left forward pocket, about a metre in from the boundary line. He deliberated and he showed the skill of disposal that most of these players have by just splitting the middle, and North get their third. Fitzroy 7-2, North 3-2. We've played 24 minutes. Let's go all grounds again. David McKay.
7-point lead to the Blues at the 16-minute mark. Carlton 2-2-14. Lead Essendon 1-1-7. Clelo.
24 minutes into this first quarter, and Footscray 3 goals, 1-19. Richmond 1-2-8. Skeeter.
He's been playing 23 minutes here. It's Geelong by 19 points, 4-2-26. The Sydney Swans now 1-1-7.
Back here at Princes Park, good news for North supporters. This Swash kicks up towards Longmire, almost held the mark. Allison tries to pick it up, but can't do so. Coming through is Lynch for Fitzroy. Hand pass intercepted there by McCarthy. He's got options everywhere. Rock is one, and he might even get 50. He got a bit of late treatment from Paxman, and there's a bit of a box on between Paxman and Longmire. And I'm sure Rock will get 50, and he'll be right on the goal line, just 2 paces out from goal. Why the frustration? I'm not sure, because the Fitzroy defence has done very, very well. They've certainly curbed Longmire, who had a shot for goal a moment ago. Carey hasn't really figured in play much at all. And that was an act of frustration of a team being thumped. Not, in fact, 4 goals in front. Rock will kick a goal, and does, from point-blank range. So North, a couple, Jack, in a couple of minutes. 2-2 for North. Fitzroy 7-2. North Melbourne 4-2. Pete, quickly.
Well, they needed that just to get back in, because they've just been overrun, as Dan was saying, overrun all over the ground. But a couple of goals, Allison, and then that one to Rock puts them back in the firing line, and they need to shake themselves a bit. I think they were, going to come out here and win the game, and they weren't quite sure when they were going to win it. But now they know they've got a fight in their hands. They're starting to rally a bit, the Roos.
Margin back to 18 points. 3 goals in 3 minutes, in fact, to North Melbourne.
It's on behind play. I'll watch it, Tim. It's Paxman and Carey.
At the bounce. Honours shared until Kapler knocks it onto McCormack, who sweeps a hand pass towards Dundas. He gets a strong shepherd from Ross Lyon, but can't keep the run of the ball. It's stolen by Crocker, who sweeps it out to the boundary line and over for a throw-in. Although the Fitzroy fans out there reckon they should get a free kick because Crocker's action was deliberate. It'll be thrown in inside the 50. How are Carey and Paxman
It's all
going?
clear. McCarthy centre-half forward, Carey in the forward pocket next to Longmire.
Stevens and Fairley jostle. Stephen gets a hand on the ball at the throw-in. Socket on by Kapler, but Fitzroy with nowhere to go momentarily. Now the door's open. Socket off the ground towards goal by Cormack, but off direction and through for a behind. Fitzroy 7-3, North 4-2. The difference 19 points, and we've played almost 27 minutes.
Now the kick in by Brayshaw from the Robert Heatley stand end. He's looking for targets. There are plenty of moving targets. Whether they're clear, that's the thing. He's going for Scholl. Spoil from Osmond behind. Knocks the ball towards 50 in front of the Social Club. German rides a bump and gets a hand pass beautifully onto Crocker. In turn by hand goes to Swass. And he's a delight to watch. The racehorse, one bounce in front of us. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Allison comes through. Can't mark. Elliott is there. Being harassed by Rock, who's lost the side out of his jumper. And I thought that was deliberate by that Fitzroy player, Broderick, in hand passing when he was under pressure out of bounds. I just lost it with the overhang of the stand here, but it looked to be deliberate. Fitzroy 7-3, North Melbourne 4-2, boundary throw in, Ironmonger, but taken by Ramiro, kicks in towards Carey. Out comes Paxman, into his back Paxman. Carey goes to ground. Blakey can't pick it up. Ramiro's hand pass a bit too slick for German. Overlap hand pass to Swass and Rock. Kapler is there also. It's on 50 at centre-half forward for North Melbourne, and there will be a ball up. Fitzroy 7-3-45. North Melbourne 4-2-26. Football on 3 Alloa network stations, and we are 3 minutes into added time in the first quarter.
And wouldn't a goal either way be handy between now and the end of the term? Gallagher has front position, gets the knock to Scholl, who has to swing it across his body. He does it well. A centering kick. It's about 45 from goal, picked up by Winder Fitzroy. Kicks it back to the middle of Princes Park. A bouncing ball on fairly solid ground there. Is helped on by Roos, who crashed into a pack. Cormack picks up now. Takes the long arc onto the right boot. Pokes it over the top to Kapler. Danger here. He's got a shepherd. He picks up. He steadies. He goes for home. He misses the lot. And that left boot, which we eulogised a few minutes ago, let us all down badly. Himself in particular and his team. Out on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne.
To be taken by Brayshaw, who goes short to Crocker. who marks just near the Carlton dugout. Around that southern wing he goes. Foot passes beautifully further down the field. Marked by German. Hand pass to Steele. Steele's kick up towards that gluey area. Up goes Allison. Can't mark, but skillfully gets out of trouble. Handball to Gallagher. North goes square towards centre half forward. Coming out is Carey. Goes to ground from a push by Paxman. Picked up by Crocker. Hand pass meant for Rock. Wasn't a good one. Larkin gets the hand pass to Steele. Standing start. Hand pass on to Scholl. From 55 metres out. Kicks it towards goal. Longmire's got to defend. It's out of bounds right next to the behind post at the eastern end of Princess Park. In the dying moments of this first quarter, North a chance to score 7-3 to 4-2. That's Fitzroy in front. Boundary throw in. Gallagher knocks it sideways to Schwass, but Elliott of Fitzroy gets the clearing kick out towards 50. Roos has got to chase after the ball and does. Handball across to Kepler. Runs away from German. Delays his kick, then goes long around the outer wing, where the mark is taken by McKay on the half-back line for the Kangaroos.
Kicks long in towards half forward. And leading at it is McCarthy, uncontested this time as he gets away from Roos, I think, and takes the mark. Between centre and half forward, tries a dabby little pass and doesn't make very good contact. It only travels about 5 metres, but Steele picks it up. Works his way into the clear, goes for Carey. Can't outmark Paxman, who made a good spoil. Picked up by McCormack, a hand pass to Lynch, running well off full-back. Kicking to space on the wing. Roos going up and down on the one spot as bearing down came the Kangaroos, but Roos helps it on to Dundas. A hand pass to Broderick. Fine tackle by Scholl, but he's got support in Dundas, who picks up, delivers short to Roos. Just forward of the wing. We've played 30.5 minutes. Over the top now to Osborne. Last parry forward. He has a bounce. He's getting to 50. He crosses 50. He lines them up from the flank. He drills at goal. Across the face, though, and through for a behind. The Lions 7-4-46. That might be the last scoring chance. The Kangaroos 4-2-26. The difference is 20 points. And we're getting close to 31 minutes.
Almost quarter time here. We'll check all the scores on the siren here before ABC News headlines. Brayshaw goes short and very short to Fairley, who was standing only about 3 or 4 metres outside the goal square. Now Fairley kicks the ball out towards our broadcast side. Schwass takes a beauty. Hovered Stan Alves like in the air.
I hope.
He's on the 50-metre line. He's defending. Wayne Schwass. High kick to Carey. The ball punched away by Roos. Comes down to Kepler. Kepler's hand pass on to Blakey. Steele closes. Quick hand pass Kepler on to Ironmonger. Gives it to Baldwin. By foot, I think, got it out towards Blakey. Through the centre he goes. Has one bounce. Draws a player. Gets the hand pass to Broderick. 55 metres out. He might run it in. Was it touched? I don't think it was. Oh, Martin says it was. And the goal umpire agrees. And the Pleading Roy fans down there at the Robert Heatley stand end are all disappointed because it was touched on the way through. Fitzroy 7-5-47, North Melbourne 4-2-26.
A couple of good scoring chances beyond the 30-minute mark going begging. Brayshaw puts it back into play. Osborne there makes the spoil against a couple of bigger North men. At the fall, it's won very cleverly by Lyon. They'll have a third chance. He goes short to Wielden, but the siren just beat Wielden, who may have been paid the mark. He lost it as he fell. The siren had gone and the whistle had been blown by the umpire, though, before it arrived. And so despite the protest from the Fitzroy cheer squad, it is quarter time, and the score is Fitzroy 7-5-47, North Melbourne 4-2-26. The Lions with a 21-point break. Their goals have been kicked by Wielden 3, Baldwin 2, singles to Dundas and Kepler.
10 minutes ago they started to show a little bit of flicker, but they've got to get into it now, North, or they've been real strife because they just haven't got the manpower.
Second term underway. Fitzroy by 21 points. Ironmonger wins. The ball knocked down by McCormack towards half forward. Little help on with the boot there by Baldwin. It comes down towards Harding. A left foot kicking towards the forward pocket. Fitzroy into attack and the mark is taken. It's taken by Caven. 20 metres out, and he's about 10 metres in from the boundary. So it's certainly kickable, and it could be a very early goal in this second quarter to Fitzroy. Free kicks, not many in the first term. Fitzroy 4, North Melbourne 2. Roos had 9 possessions, Dundas 9, Baldwin 8, and German and Ramiro with 7 for North Melbourne. Now Caven, drop punts for goal. It's a wobbly one, but it's effective. He's put it right through the middle. Fitzroy now 8 goals 5-53. North Melbourne 4-2-26. Quarter time at the MCG. It was Footscray by 4 points. At Kardinia Park, it was the home team, Geelong, by 13. Let's go to Waverley and David McKay.
At quarter time here, Peter, Carlton lead by 2 points. The score, Carlton 3-3-21 lead, Essendon 3-1-19. Goal scorers for Carlton, Satori, Bradley and Bassett, whilst for the Bombers, Buick, Plain and Simon Madden.
Fitzroy couldn't have made a better start to this second term with a goal in the first minute to Caven, and the lead is out to 27 points at the bounce. Ironmonger just a shade the better of it. Brings it down, but it's won by Rock. Puts North Melbourne into attack, and Allison Marks running with the flight of the ball. Did it well. 45 metres out directly in front. Kicked a lovely goal with his preferred left boot from the boundary line in the first quarter, and this a set shot from directly in front. And it might well bring his second. Carey starts a lead from full forward. He seems to be playing very deep, as though there are 2 full forwards up there. As Allison kicks at goal, a lovely drop punt, full of authority, precision and accuracy, right through the middle. And North immediately pull that Fitzroy goal back. Fitzroy 8-5-53, North 5-2-32. And crackers, that forward setup for North Melbourne, Carey consistently seems to be up in the full forward zone rather than out at centre half forward.
Well, it's probably because of the small ground here, and they want to get a little bit of space in front of their forwards. But all their forwards, their big high marking forwards, are getting beaten at the moment. They've only got Allison to look for.
Centre bounce, a straight one by Rich. Ironmonger wins, taken out of the air by Kapler, kicks the ball towards half forward. McKay across half back. 2 bad fumbles there. Shoulders there. There's a push, and it's going North Melbourne's way, and a little lucky to get out of that. It's going to Scholl at centre half back. Leans back on the drop punt, kicks up towards Carey at half forward. One grab but not the second. Crumb is required. Rock is there. He's inside 50. Lines up. 45 metres out. Kicks in towards goal. And the spoil late by Lynch. And the ball is knocked out of bounds by Lynch as Longmire was trying to shepherd the ball through. And Lynch defensively did very well. A boundary throw in. Right forward pocket at the Carlton end of the ground. Up they go. Ironmonger knocks it to the side, straight to Larkin. A shot for goal, and it's been marked by Lynch. We'll wait and see. The goal umpire says no. It was a behind, kicked by Matthew Larkin. We played 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 8-6-53. North Melbourne 5-3-33. Clelo and Skeet.
We are 8 minutes into this second quarter. Richmond are 2-3-15, are trailing Footscray 4-3-27. Skeeter.
Another goal to the Swans takes them to 5-1-31, trailing Geelong 6-38.
North continue to attack, but they're repelled by Kapler, who kicks very scrubbily along the half-back flank on the southern side. First to the ball is Wind, who soccers it on towards the wing. Scholl picks it up, though, for North. Pops a hand pass over the top to Romero. A left-footer looking for McCarthy is too far for him. McCormack picks up. Hand pass to Elliott under pressure. Doesn't take it. He just knocks it to Paxman, who clears and finds Wind at half-back. It's coming off for Fitzroy at the moment. Just a little bit of luck and a fair breeze back there. Wind kicks towards the centre of Princes Park, and Lyon takes a very good mark. And he looks as though he might be hot today. He gives a hand pass to Broderick, who kicks it towards half forward. Osborne runs onto the bouncing ball. It sits for him. He touches it down. He cuts the distance to 30. He kicks to full forward, but kicks very poorly. It was as though he wasn't sure whether to have a shot or whether to pass towards Caven. And eventually he kicks a very limp-wristed behind. Limp-ankled, perhaps. Fitzroy 8-6-54, North 5-3-33.
Kick in by Brayshaw's, marked by Martin on 50, around the northern wing to Scholl. He'll get there first on the bounce. Baldwin closing. Scholl out of... well, you couldn't see... Well, we can't tell you what happened. He's obviously run out of bounds with the ball. But with the overlap here, with the overhang of the stand, we... have no idea what really happened. Fitzroy 8-6, North Melbourne 5-3. Boundary throw in. Gallagher in trouble with a leg, I think. Crackers down to Steele. Kicks up towards half forward. The ball spills down to German. He's 70 metres out from goal. A chip pass inside 50 to Allison. Longmire calling for it, but he's behind his man, and that man is Lynch. Takes the ball on the bounce, streams up towards centre half back. A bounce, thumping kick towards half forward. The clearing punch across the half-back line from McKay finds Chandler. Handball to Crocker. Crocker out towards Scholl. He'll need a good bounce. Osborne is bearing down. Scholl does well. Osborne collides with Romero. Scholl kicks to half forward. Longmire Takes a mark about 65 out. His first mark, Jack? For his third kick, plays on, he's on the point of the square, kicks long. I think Allison will need the crumb here. The ball comes down off McCarthy's hand, picked up by Paxman, kicks the ball for Fitzroy outside 50. They've got 3-on-1 North Melbourne. Swash is there, gets the handball out towards Larkin. Larkin gets a handball sideways, running down the ground is McRae. From 50 goes for long, kicking towards McCarthy. Won't grab the crumbs, he kicks a goal. McCarthy's kicked the goal, he flew, he got a hand to it, the ball fell at his feet. Actually, it fell behind the pack as McCarthy was turning towards goal, and he picked it up and kicked it through from a metre out. North Melbourne 6-3-39, Fitzroy 8-6-54. Stanley.
Yes, well, North are a little bit more composed, I think, at this stage. They're starting to get a bit of use of the ball. I was very impressed there with the work of Swass, his body work. When players were coming at the ball, he really gripped himself, knocked the Fitzroy player off, and as a result, that's how the ball spilt to Larkin, and the ball ended up down for a goal. But, yeah, there's a bit more run, there's a bit more positiveness in the North combination at this stage.
Margin back to 15 points and closing fast. Ironmonger tries to take it out of the air, then tries to pick it up off the ground after he loses it. Schwass wins it, goes backwards, gives a hand pass to Chandler under pressure. He kicks very high towards the wing in front of the Elliott stand. First there, German. Jimmy Wynn bearing down, dives after it. German controls the ball, then fumbles it, gives a hand pass to Romero, who's crashed by Dundas. Goes down holding his head, no whistle. Picked up by German, a kick into half forward. It falls off the pack. Blakey first there. Sockers towards Osborne, who fumbles, picked up by Scholl. A left foot snap towards goal. Too much hook on it, I think. And it's goal. He's put it through. The goal umpire went racing out towards the left behind post as that went hooking across the face, it seemed, but in fact it just made its way through, and the Kangaroos get another and trail by only 9 points. Fitzroy 8-6-54, North 7-3-45, 8 minutes in. All grounds now. David McKay at Waverley.
The Blues by 8 points after 2 minutes in the second term. Carlton 4-3-27, lead Essendon 3-1-19. Clelo.
We're 12 minutes into the second quarter. Richmond at 3-3-21. Footscray at 4-5-29. Skeeter.
Been playing 10 minutes here. Geelong by 9 points, 6-4-40. Sydney Swans 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Broderick hand pass to Lyon on 50. In fact, from 40 metres out, is very unhappy with his finished work because he's put it through for a behind line. And as he kicked the ball, he just threw his head to the side. And we knew straight away it wasn't going to be a goal. Fitzroy 8-7, North Melbourne 7-3. There's colour back in Jack Cameron's cheeks. He's got the North Melbourne blue jumper on today as he takes the stats for us behind us in our broadcast box. The kick in by Brayshaw, a short one to Fairley. Brayshaw still runs, or the hand pass by Fairley to the running Brayshaw on his bootlaces. They've lost it. The ball comes to Weldon, who's without a boot. He got it across to a Fitzroy player. Now, who was it who kicked it from the forward pocket? Stevens. And he has put it through for a goal.
He threw the ball right in front of the umpire.
And that was Weldon who threw it to Stevens, who kicked the goal. And Weldon, in throwing the ball, was bootless. Well, he had the boot off 1 foot anyway. Fitzroy 9-7, North Melbourne 7-3.
Actually, it's an interesting comment on what's been happening recently. We discussed it last week. Umpires are letting throws go left, right and centre, and on this occasion, Weldon panicked. He realised he didn't have a boot and he just threw the ball away, and still there was no free kick for throwing the ball. North win it out of the centre. Schwass kicks to half forward. McCarthy attacks it from the front line of attack, but the ball doesn't bounce well for him. Fitzroy able to close it up in defence and force a ball up. 40 metres out from the Kangaroos goal front. The Roos going up towards the Heatley stand end in this second term. Fitzroy 9-7-61, North 7-3-45. Umpire Van Beek bounces it. Centre half forward for the Kangaroos. McCarthy gets a thumping knock to Longmire. Oh, great smother by Lynch, I think. And it's through for a behind. Now, I think it was deflected. It was by the fullback Lynch. A desperate dive across his boot and forces a behind when it looked a certain goal. North 7-4, Fitzroy 9-7.
The kick in by Lynch is going to drop short. It was meant for a Roos. Scholl got underneath the ball, but the ball comes out to Kepler. He very quickly gets his boot onto the ball, kicks up towards the wing position. Oh, good tackle, Chandler. I thought it was a good tackle. He's going to get a free kick for high against Stevens. I thought it was a beauty. The glasses on it, but the umpire closer, Dennis Rich, so he is the man in charge, and he must have made a right decision. Carey knocks it down, picked up by Swass, kicks long in towards full forward. McCarthy sets himself. Oh, one grab, not the best. His time is not good today. Picked up by Paxman, handball across to Broderick. Clears the ball towards centre half back, and Baldwin takes the mark and quickly plays on.
Great work by the Roys in defence, and now they rebound. A long kick finds Harding between wing and half forward flank in front of the Elliott stand. He gets a lead from Wheeldon. He goes to him, and Wheeldon's got it. Just inside 50. Distance might test him here because he's kicking from the soft ground. He's kicked 3, played a magnificent first quarter. He doesn't go for goal. He short passes, and he finds Stevens diving face first into the mud and taking the mark about as low as you can go. 40 metres out, almost directly in front, so the position has been improved quite considerably. And Brett Stevens, who kicked Fitzroy's last, has a chance to kick 2 on the trot.
Important goal, this. It really starts to make North struggle if he gets this.
Yep, they've fought back. They got back to within 9 points, and they could see the Lions skip away again to 21. Stevens, usually a defender, playing in attack and doing well and kicking well. He puts it right through the middle. He has 2. And the Roys do lead by 21. They're 10-7-67. The Kangaroos are 7-4-46 at the 12-minute mark of the second term. All scores now on 3LO and network stations around Australia. David McKay at Waverley.
Carlton by 8 points, Tim, at the 7-minute mark. Carlton 5-3-33 lead. Essendon 4-1-25. Clelo.
We're 17 minutes into the second quarter, and Footscray a 4-goal 7-31 as Hogg shoots for goal, and I think he has put it through. If he has, and he has, that makes Richmond 4-3. So it is only 4 points of difference in favour of Footscray. Skeeter.
Been playing 15 minutes. Geelong by 15 points. 7-4-46. Sydney 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Ironmonger got the knockdown, but who's going to get first possession? Well, it'll come via a free kick to North Melbourne. No, it's not North Melbourne. It's going to be, in fact, McCormack to kick the ball out wide to Roos on the wing. Roos kicks in towards Wheeldon in front of Martin and takes a beauty. 50 metres out. He's about 10 metres in from the boundary.
Dunstall-like then, wasn't it?
Yep.
On the lead, terrific hands.
So as you look down Princess Park towards the main scoreboard, he's in that right half forward flank, about 55 out. Now, Osmond for the grab, and also Ironmonger, and if crumbs are required for Fitzroy, it's Dundas. He's gone short to Roos, who marks beneath the scoreboard. The angle, well, about the same.
There's a bit of wind there now, Peter.
And they've probably just got an extra 15 minutes, 15 metres closer to goal.
Going to Banana.
Now Roos in front of the scoreboard. Banana 25 out, kicks and puts it through. Oh, what a terrific goal by Paul Roos. And all of a sudden, with that previous goal and now the other one on top of it, this one on top of it, it's undone any good work that North has done in the early part of this second quarter. As Fitzroy skipped to a lead of 4-3, 27 points, 11-7-73, North 7-4-46, Dan.
Oh, what a great effort. We've got to realise Paul Roos is playing centre half back. He has run from centre half back to give a lead. He's marked in the forward pocket and he's kicked the banana. Such is the confidence. The good thing for Fitzroy is that this game has gone up a notch. This is a very high standard game.
And the last 2 goals have come from wielded marks and passes. He's kicked 3 of his own and given a couple away. North into attack out of the centre, and there are a chance here through Romero. Backward hand pass to Allison, who balks, beats off the oncoming defenders, and with the left boot kicks a magnificent goal. His 3rd. And as good as a couple of the Fitzroy attackers have been, Brett Allison at every opportunity has capitalised for the Kangaroos and is keeping them just about in touch. Fitzroy 11-7-73, North 8-4-52. Crackers.
Well, they've just got to find someone up in the forward line other than Brett Allison to get a goal, but he's doing very, very well on young Elliott. He's cleaning him out. That was a magnificent goal. He balked wrong-footed Elliott and got around and kicked a goal to push him a little bit closer, but some of these other high-profile forwards of North have got to do something soon.
Or a crooked bounce by umpire Rich. Gallagher knocks it straight down the throat of Rock, who he gets a high tackle, and that was certainly high, and it was against Blakey. Free kick to Rock on the defensive side of the centre. Goes out wide looking for German. Ironmonger late on the scene. Can't spoil. He tried. Big Johnny goes to ground, which opens the door for a German to try and run the ball in. Good shepherding by Carey. He's put it through, I think. Yes, he has. Peter German's kicked the goal. That's his 2nd. Terrific shepherding by Carey in that very last line to give a clear path for the oncoming ball. Fitzroy 11.773, North Melbourne 9.458. We are 16 minutes almost in this second term. Quickly again, David McKay at Waverley.
7-point lead to Carlton at the 10.5-minute mark. Carlton 5.333, Essendon 4.226. Clelo.
20 minutes into this second quarter, Richmond are 5.333, Footscray are 5.737.
Been playing 18 minutes. It's Geelong by 17 points, 7-6-48. Sydney 5-1-31.
High-scoring game at Princes Park. Fitzroy by 21 points as the ruckman share the honours. Blakey traps the ball, but he's tackled. Ball pinned to him, and there'll be a ball up. Runner out talking to Ross Lyon, who's there amidst it all in the centre. Umpire Rich bounces the ball again on firm ground. Ironmonger gets the tap. Lyon crashes the pack. Maybe that was the instruction. The ball spills to Wind. He's tackled and penalised for holding it. Someone picks up and Schwass blazes away from about 50 metres out and puts it through for a goal, which won't count because the ball has to come back to the centre.
What do you make of Gallagher's corky now, Crackers?
Well, he's picked up a little bit. When he first did it, he was really lame, but Jack Cameron was saying he might have big John Ironmonger might have stood on his foot. Now, if that's the case, I'd hate to be the foot.
Kangaroos into attack now. Gallagher up to half forward. Longmire front position, a couple against him. At the fall is Baldwin as it spills out to the pocket. He pops a little hand pass over the top to Blakey, who gives it to Dundas. A left-hander to nobody in particular, but at least they've got it out of trouble. And it's over the boundary line, out beyond the 50, way beyond the 50. In fact, about 80 metres out from goal between half forward flank for North Melbourne and the wing.
The boundary throw in, Ruckman lock arms. Ironmonger gets the big knock down towards Larkin of North Melbourne, though, on the crest on the northern side from a standing start, kicks in towards half forward. Terrific mark by Roos. Magnificent mark. And loads a hand pass to Elliott. Good tackle by Allison. Loose ball comes down to McCarthy. North Melbourne go forward to Longmire. Spoil from Lynch in front of the pack. German has a fumble, gets out of the Kaplan tackle, lines up from 35 metres out and misses a behind. Kick by Peter German. 2 goals, 1. His tally. 18 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 11.773. North Melbourne 9.559.
Lynch playing another sterling game. Delivers to Paxman, who drops the sitter. It might open the door. Picked up by Gallagher. Long hand pass to Romero. Back to Gallagher. Not the man for the job. He looks for Allison with a hand pass. Too high for him. He can't take it cleanly. And it's out over the boundary line and a wasted opportunity. Stan, shaking your head ruefully.
Oh, ridiculous. Man running towards goal. Handballs to a bloke with his back to the goals. How silly this game has become at times.
Ironmonger gets the knock and puts it straight back to the boundary line, and it will be thrown in again about 30 metres around from the behind post. Right forward pocket for the Kangaroos. 18.5 minutes second term. Fitzroy 73, North 59.
The boundary throw in, Ironmonger front position, and, well, it's hard to tell who won that one. Larkin is there. The ball comes off the boot of Wind. Down towards German. Picking up the ball is Lyon. Gets out of a rock tackle. Handballs backwards to Baldwin. A high floating hand pass to Lyon. Good assist by Roos. Lyon gets the ball up towards the centre, just wide of the centre, where it rebounds to Crocker of North Melbourne. Kicks in towards centre half forward. Longmire is there. The ball knocked down towards Allison. Open goal. Ron puts himself and puts it through for his fourth. Allison kicks his fourth. And all of a sudden, there's only 7 points in this match. Fitzroy 11.773. North Melbourne 10.565. North had the first 7 or 8 minutes. Fitzroy dominated the next 7 or 8. And now North are coming back. Stan and Pete.
Well, I'm critical there of Ross Lyon after all that fantastic work to come out of the back line and try a little short pinpoint pass to a man really who was set up, and Chandler just came in and just did the big crunch. Now that ball should be in Fitzroy's forward line. Sure, magnificent play by Allison, but Ross Lyon, that's just not the way to play defensive football.
Well, for the second time in this unusual match, Fitzroy have got right away and North have come fighting right back. Fitzroy win it out of the centre. McCormack kicks to half forward. Harding runs onto it. McRae in pursuit. Centering hook kick from Harding. It might even bounce all the way home. It crosses the scoreline and it's a goal. Oh, they are kicking them from all angles and directions and in all shapes and sizes at Princes Park, and the Roys get another through Harding. They're 12-7-79, North 10-5-65, 22 goals kicked in the match, and we've just crossed the 20-minute mark of the second term. All grounds, I'm sure we've got the high one, Swan at Waverley.
7 points to the Blues at the 15-minute mark. Tim, Carlton 5-4-34, lead Essendon 4-3-27. Clelo.
Yes, we're nearly into the time one period in the second quarter, and Richmond have got to the front. Richmond is 6-3-39 to Footscray 5-7-37. Skeeter.
Been playing 22 minutes. Geelong by 24 points. 8-7-55. Sydney 5-1-31.
From the centre bounce, Ironmonger got the tap, then got the kick up towards half forward. Was marked by Harding. Handball across to Elliott. He dodges and weaves past Scholl. Gets the hand pass in towards the forward pocket. The hand pass goes to Osborne, who kicks in towards goal, and was it touched or not? It wasn't touched. It's the goal kicked by Osborne. So Richard Osborne gets his first, and that goal umpire adjudicating a couple of close ones with that kick by Harding and that one by Osborne. Fitzroy 13-7-85, 20 points up on North Melbourne, 10-5-65.
In fact, he pulled out a sign and he held it up for the goal umpire at the other end, saying, "I've got the close ones."
Craigers?
Well, just the way they're going out of the centre. Big horse Ironmonger's taken over, got the ball clear, and they just kept on running the ball down. Richard Osborne still not confident in front of goal when he kicked his left foot, but just got it there. But, gee, they are raining goals at the moment.
It's hard to think of a new cliche for this, isn't it, Crackers? Fitzroy by 20 points. North win it out of the centre, up towards half forward, but Roos, impenetrable, is in the way. Can't control the ball completely here. Dundas has got it, though. Gives it to Blakey. Through it. A throw. Well, it's not really consistent with the way the law has been interpreted, but I'm glad umpire Rich had the courage to call one, because there have been a lot let go. Schwass from 4 to the centre. Unloads a mighty torpedo. Will it beat the pack? Not quite. And forced through for a behind. He kicked that from 65 metres and almost beat the pack on the scoreline. Fitzroy 13-7-85, North 10-6-66 at the 22.5-minute mark.
Now Lynch from in front of the Robert Heatley stand, searching for someone. Broderick goes short. He goes for the torp. He gets onto it, kicks it up towards him beyond the point of the square. Gallagher showing better judgment, outmarks Ironmonger. Hand passes backwards to Crocker. Crocker now sets it up. A high kick in towards centre half forward. Up they go. Roos is there. But the crumb's picked up by Broderick. Floats a hand pass to Kepler. Still closes. Handball over the top to Lyon. Grabbed by Crocker. Good tackle, Crocker. The ball comes to Steele. Handball across to Scholl. Good tackle there by, it would have been McCormack. The ball comes down towards Claby. And it's still on 50 with North into attack. Ramiro's hand pass to Steele. Steele in towards full forward. Up they go. Fitzroy mark.
Lynch.
Taken by Lynch about 3 metres out from goal. Plays on quickly. Handball across to Paxman, who clears for the Roys.
And clears beautifully as he finds Blakey on the half-back flank southern side. He gives a hand pass to his skipper Osborne, who flicks it back to Blakey. Hand pass to Broderick, who gives it back to Osborne. Great teamwork this. A thumping long hand pass to Blakey, who's run 80 metres and is now building the attack. He gives it to Osborne, who tries to bounce it in the soft stuff and loses it. Coming into contest is Scholl. Osborne burns him off. He's gone a long way. Has he gone too far? No, he hasn't. Left footer is touched and close to the scoreline, picked up by Martin. His hand pass is smothered and it ricochets through for a behind. What an exhilarating chain by Fitzroy down that southern side. They're 13-8-86, North of 10-6-66 at the 24-minute mark.
The kick in by Brayshaw finds Chandler beneath the scoreboard. Jack Cameron posing the question, running with the ball as Osborne did. Did in fact he go more than 15 metres? Well, he did, but whether he controlled it or not, the ball kicked by Chandler, and a beauty is taken by Blakey on the half-forward flank. Gives the handball across to Kepler. On his left boot goes long. It's going to land about 20 metres out from goal in the pack. Ironmonger! 20 metres out, right in front. Big Johnny Ironmonger. A colossus there in front of the pack. Goes back, has a look around. Tim's checking to see how many goals he's kicked in AFL football.
5.
He's going through all the drills, the fundamentals of pulling up the socks, cleaning. Well, he cleaned his left boot, but hang on, he does kick with his left, doesn't he?
Yep. 5 in 87 games, only one of them this season.
The Roys by 20 points here at Princes Park, and big John Ironmonger, 20 metres out. at the Lyon Street goal. Comes in, drop punts, and he puts it through. So it's a 26-point lead to Fitzroy. We are into time on by 17 seconds. Fitzroy 14-8-92. North Melbourne 10-6-66. David McKay at Waverley.
Carlton by 11 points at the 20-minute mark. Carlton 6-4-40 lead. Essendon 4-5-29. The Cleland.
We're 29 minutes into this second quarter, and Richmond is 7-3-45. Footscray 5-8-38. Skeeter.
Been playing 26 minutes. Geelong by 22 points. 8-7-55. Sydney 5-3-33.
Again, Fitzroy out to a 4-goal plus advantage, and they might win it out of the centre. It's quite a contest. Broderick wins the ball now, slips to his knees. Hand pass to Blakey, doing very well. Lovely hand pass to Roos, doing even better. Plenty of shepherders. A long searching left footer for Lyon, who can't quite get to it inside the boundary line. And it hops over for a throw-in on Fitzroy's left half forward flank. A minute into time on. There were 11 goals kicked in the first quarter, and we've had 13 in the second. This one will go about 33 or 34 minutes. So we've got a while to go yet. At the throw-in, it's Brayshaw against Caven. It comes off to Blakey, who lines up the sticks, goes for home and misses. He really should have kicked that, as Fitzroy worked it beautifully off the back of the pack, and Blakey had a gift horse looking him in the mouth, and he missed. 14-9-93 plays 10-6-66.
Short pass, very short. Brayshaw to Fairley. Fairley kicks the ball towards that southern wing. Up goes Caven, can't mark. Martin is there, looking for free kick back on play. Picked up by Osborne, runs away from Scholl. Good assist by Caven, but the kick by Osborne is straight up in the air, and Stevens comes in and takes a beauty in between about 3 North Melbourne players. When I say about, we'll make that a positive fact. 3 North Melbourne players, and he outmarked them all. 55 out. Brett Stevens kicks towards centre half forward. No one can mark in front of the pack rock. Handball across to Chandler. Chandler from a standing start gets North Melbourne out of trouble. Outside their 50. Caven goes up. The ball comes down. Handball over the top to German. In turn to Swass. Through the centre he goes. Kicks up towards centre half forward. And the mark is taken by Longmire, who's playing at centre half forward now, and Paul Roos. The lead. It goes in towards Carey, who says leave it, and he's taken the mark. McCarthy thought about going for it. He plays on, 40 metres out, drop punch, there's nobody home, and kicks a goal for North Melbourne. Wayne Carey gets his first. Longmire playing at centre half forward now. Fitzroy 14-9-93. North Melbourne 11-6-72. Stanley.
Well, yes, well, North have got to make some shuffle moves with Longmire coming out to centre half forward, because they really have been annihilated right down the spine of this ground, and none more so at full back and centre half back, where Lynch and Roos have been absolutely impassable.
21-point lead to Fitzroy. Kangaroos due to bounce back on the trend of the game so far. They might get it out of the centre, but Rock's kick smothered. They get it back. Brayshaw to Crocker to Steele, who from out of the centre kicks up towards the half-forward flank. McCarthy versus Lynch. McCarthy out-bustles Lynch, who gets support, though, from Broderick. Very well done. A hand pass to Claby. Off half-back. Oh, he kicks atrociously. He didn't have a look, and he kicked it straight to Chandler, who goes short now to German. Traps well on the half volley. Gets a shepherd from Brayshaw. Tries to do too much. His kick smothered, and ricochets over the boundary line for a throw-in. 4 to the wing for North in front of the Gardner stand. Fitzroy 93, North 72, approaching 29 minutes.
The boundary throw-in, knocked down, I think, by Ironmonger from behind, but straight to Larkin, hand pass, quick one to Rock. North Melbourne go forward. Terrific mark taken by Roos. Terrific, sorry, Stanley, at centre half back. Now, if we had 2 of you, the caller wanted 2 of you, and 2 of Crankers would have 2 terrifics. The ball marked by Scholl. A handball across to Carey. Carey chips the pass on the bounce there to Longmire. Lynch is there too, and Lynch does well. Throws himself over the ball, then knocks it out after delaying it to Paxman. Paxman's hand pass to Dundas. On that southern wing, delays his hand pass to Paxman again from Dundas, but he loses it, and he flicks the ball out, Dundas, and there'll be a ball up on the outer wing. Fitzroy 14-9-93. North Melbourne 11-6-72. And don't forget 3-0 from 1 until 6 tomorrow, bringing you both matches, Brisbane and Melbourne, and also the battle between the top 2, West Coast and Hawthorn. Our coverage from 1 o'clock on 3-0 network stations. Now, Gallagher knocks it down to Swass. Hand pass to German. German gives it to Rock, who's been very lively. May have got a free kick. The advantage paid. Kicks up towards Swass. Was not bad, because he unloaded one of those hand passes. And Rock gave a very quick kick up towards 50. and Swass was there waiting for it to take the mark. He's 60 metres out from goal. He'll go short to Ramiro, who made very good space in front of Wind. And just near that Hawthorn, or what is today the Fitzroy dugout, he's gone short again. The lead from McCarthy, who knocks it across to Larkin, kicks in towards goal and puts it through. A goal to North Melbourne. Kick by Larkin. And we are 30.5 minutes in the second quarter. Fitzroy 14-9-93 to North Melbourne 12-6-78. So Fitzroy by 15 points. We won't go around the grounds because we'll be going very shortly on the siren here. A word from Peter Keenan.
Well, they've got to wear out soon. They're just kicking goal after goal, and their backlines they're struggling. One thing about what Shimmerbush has done, he's tried to decide to get the Roos away from half back, get him down in the back line to keep these influence away from the game. But they're both starting to play well, the forward lines, and the backmen are sort of getting beaten, and I've never seen so many goals kicked in a game before in a long time.
Ironmonger versus Gallagher, they share it. Schwass takes the crumb, he gets steamrolled but gets it off to German, who gets a hand pass to Romero, who somehow gets it onto Allison, who's under pressure. Claby's down hurt. Kick up towards the forward pocket gives McCarthy a chance. Lynch has been tremendous though and plays him very close, pulls him off his kick. Well done again, Lynch. Picked up by Scholl. Gets out, he's forced out to the 50. Hand passes inboard to Allison, who is besieged, but he's good enough to get a kick. It doesn't travel very far. Now it's picked up by Longmire, who hooks it back towards goal. Roos up, contest with Carey, but Carey's been paid the mark.
That's a wrong decision that Roos had it for a start.
I'd have thought so. And I think the Fitzroy fans behind the sticks think so as well. And they're particularly unhappy because Carey is in the square and this is a certain goal.
Wayne Carey doesn't think so. He's very happy.
For his second in the last 5 minutes or so, very casually puts it through. So the Kangaroos are 13-6-84, trailing the Lions 14-9-93, and predictably they're back to within 9 points at the 32-minute mark. This quarter could go forever, so I think we will go around the grounds.
We've got the late one.
To David McKay.
We've got the close one. Carlton by 6 points at the 27-minute mark. Carlton 6-5-41, Essendon 5-5-35. Clelo.
Yes, you beat me by 1 point because at half-time, Richmond is 7 goals, 3, 45 to Footscray, 5-8-38.
At half-time at Kardinia Park with Geelong leading by 28 points, 9-7, 61, lead Sydney 5-3, 33.
From the centre bounce after that goal from Carey, it's line of Fitzroy getting them towards centre half forward. There's going to be a free kick. I didn't see what it was for.
Holding the ball.
Against North Melbourne, Stevens will kick from 50. He's right in front. He thought about the short pass. Now he's kicking towards Wheeldon, who leads. The spoil from Martin. The clearance comes from Swass. Bounces the ball on the sticky turf. Runs outside 50. Touches the ball down. Then quickly kicks the ball around that southern side. Roos kicks the ball the wrong way. Reason being it to hit the ground and stuck. And he found his foot on the follow through just from running. Actually socketed the ball up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line. Longmire got there, but the ball beat him over for a boundary throw-in. Fitzroy 14-9-93, North Melbourne 13-6-84.
33.5 gone, and possibly still time for a goal or two. Gallagher gets the knockdown to Romero, hand pass to Allison, steadies, goes for goal number 5, and has put it through. Goal number 17 of this remarkable quarter pulls North Melbourne back to within 3 points. Fitzroy 14-9-93, North 14-6-90. Brett Allison has kicked 5. Crackers.